Yo, yo, yo. Recording, recording. So, I'm gonna do this right now. Maybe a bad idea because, well, it's 2:43 a.m. Um, I'm gonna begin with I have played Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, and Elden Ring. I haven't played Demon Souls or finished Sekiro. I mean, I have played Demon Souls, but I've done like two bosses actually. I got to Tower Knight, and then I haven't played it since then. And from Sekiro, I got past Kanishiro, but I dropped it for reasons that I don't remember. So I am going to add all the ones that I can't rank over here. Even the ones that I have done, I'm not gonna add it because, well, I don't have the context of the game. You feel me? Let's like I have done Lady Butterfly, for example. I have done Genichiro. I have done this Genichiro too. But you get what I mean. Like I didn't get to Folding Scream Monkeys. I didn't get to them. So let me put this bad boys over here. I really want to do a Sekiro. It's gonna be my next From Software game that I do. So this is the ones that I can't rate, and we're gonna begin weird, and we're gonna begin with Bloodborne because I beat Bloodborne literally last week, and this week I'm rebeating it. Right now I'm at Lawrence, so I'm almost done with Bloodborne again. I haven't done any of Chalice. I've done two. I've done the Undead Giant and Merciless Watchers, but I never did Watch Dogs Beasts or any of this. So they're gonna not be counted for this because I think they're in general pretty mid, from what I heard. So let's begin with Bloodborne and giving my opinion on those bosses. So Cleric Beast is a C tier boss, and he's gonna be the most mid boss probably in this whole list. He's not a bad boss, but he's not good. He's memorable, but not memorable enough to be an Asylum Demon or a Vanguard, you know. But he's still an excellent first boss in my opinion. But let's talk about a real excellent first boss. Father Gascoigne is so fucking good. So fucking good. Let me actually. I never done this before, but the highest rank is gonna be the best for each specific game, like the best in Bloodborne, the best in Dark Souls 1, the best in Dark Souls 2, etc., etc. Father Gascoigne is so good. The probably no, definitely the best first boss in all of Souls, because this is the first required boss, so I'm gonna count him as a first boss. But yeah, I love his fight. Next is usually I do Bloodstar Beast next. So Bloodstar Beast in my opinion is better than Cleric Beast. Nothing great, honestly. Pretty mid, as it is in the same tier as Cleric Beast. But the first two phases, because for me in my head he's divided into three phases. His first phase he doesn't do shit. He does the same attack over and over, which is the side sweep, lunge. And then second phase, he gets like extra attacks, but he's still a punching bag. Then third phase, you just dodge to the left. Yes, his attacks are crazy in my opinion, especially if you try to do him really under level, like I tried to, like my last playthrough, and it was a bad idea. But yeah, it can be complicated. Big Amelia, in my opinion, is probably the lowest of beasts that I will put here, because I like the cinematic. I like the design. The fight is just whatever. The fight is forgettable. When I refought it, like because like I already said, I'm repeating Bloodborne right now. I honestly had forgotten half of the moveset, and it's not like I finished Bloodborne for the first time 2 months ago. I finished Bloodborne a week ago. I literally finished Bloodborne. Let me see right now what it is. Right now it's a Tuesday. I finished Bloodborne Saturday. No, I finished it Thursday last week. Wednesday at 1 a.m., which is Thursday 1 a.m. I finished it Thursday 1 a.m. Yeah. Then Witches of Hemwick is gonna be your first F. No, I don't have to explain this. Just go into the fight with 0 insight. Just get it done with as quick as you can. Shadow of Yharnam are gonna be either a really high B or a low A. Right now I'm gonna put a low A, but this one is subject to moving down, to be honest, because it's, in my opinion, from what I can think, probably the best. No, it is the best trio fight, but it might be the best gang fight like in the whole series. Its only like competitor will be like Ornstein and Smoke. Like that would be the only competitor, and that's debatable in my opinion, because gameplay wise, I think this is better. But Ornstein and Smoke is just so mythical. let's put it like that. So mythical. Okay, so next is Rom. Again, Rom doesn't do anything. Her spiders are the biggest problem, and every time that I have fought Rom for now, I have ignored her spiders. There's no need to kill them. It's just they have the potential to one shot you if they get like a good combo in, and that can really fuck you up. You know, that shit made me upset when it happened to me last round. But not much to say. Dark Beast Parl, the best beast type in the whole game, not counting DLC. Don't try to do this guy before you do Amelia, in my opinion, because, well, like you can, because I did it on my first playthrough, but you gotta understand I was using the saw cleaver, and so it was not that hard. But I'm doing another playthrough right now with a different weapon, and I tried to go at the same time that I did with my saw playthrough, and I died 15 times to this guy, and I gave up, and then I came back. When did I come back to him? I came back to him, I think, like, after Amelia, after the Shadows of Yarn, after the Witches of Hemwick. I think, personally, that's, like, the perfect spot to come back to him, is between Shadows of Yarnum, Witches of Hemwick and Shadows of Yarnum. In my opinion, that's the best place that you can come back to him. So, yeah. He's a really fun fight. The one Reborn, the one mid, the worst boss in Bloodborne. I'm not even gonna give him like any opinion. Amygdala, I really like Amygdala's fight, honestly. I say that I really like it, even though I put it at C, in the same as Cleric and Bloodstarved, because I was expecting a horrible fight. I was expecting like one of the worst fights in the game, and I got a really good fight, honestly. To be honest, better than Bloodstarved. Might be debatable for Lobby. Then after that we got Mikolash, which I think he's overhated. Because he's such an easy fight that I can't really hate on him that much. He doesn't do much. His one shot is really easy to evade. I don't know what people are talking about, but his one shot, he just put his hands up, you wait 1 second, you dodge after the light. Like, after like the little orb starts spawning in, you just wait a second, you dodge, they don't hit you, you get a free backstab. Well, you could get a free backstab. The majority of the time he's too fast. But well, you can get like 1 or 2 hits in. That's still good. Murgo's wet nurse is I don't know how I feel about this fight, honestly. I think like low B. It's the cinematic aspect of it is what matters the most. She has this one swirly attack, which can one shot you if you're like 40 bigger, which that shit can go suck my dick like crazy. Let me be real, but it could be worse. Apart from that, I don't like the clone attack because half of the time I just run and wait for it to be over and then just go back to beating her ass. So I really like the cinematic, and the fight in general is not that bad. So I think a spot there, it's well earned, you know. Celestial emissaries are gonna go right here. And where are their cousins, the living failures? Where is the living failures? Living failures. They're gonna go together. In my opinion, living failures is a little better. but there's not much to say about them too. I can't say much. Oh, the team for I don't remember if it was Celestial Emissary or Leaving Failures because these two are like combined in my head. But whatever OST, one of them has like one of the best OSTs ever, and it feels like a crime that one of these motherfuckers has one of the best OSTs ever. It feels like a crime. Every Ada, or whatever the fuck you say her name. Right there. Honestly, I don't have strong opinions on her because when I did her, I did not see half her moveset. I did her way too late. Like I did her like end game. Like I'm talking. I'm pretty sure she was my third to last boss, without counting DLC. No. She was technically my last boss of the main game, without counting the ending, because after I did her, I went to the DLC. So I was so overloaded for her that I just beat her up so bad. Maybe in this playthrough when I go to her, if I go to her, honestly, I don't know. I might change my opinion, but she didn't seem that bad. I love her design. I know a little bit of her lore is cool. You know, I fuck with it. Not much to say, honestly, though. I honestly know that puts it a little bit down for me. I've seen people really put this high, so it makes me curious. Then maybe I missed something really good. You know what I mean? Then, ooh, the first S tier, Martyr. I don't know how you say his name, to be honest, and I don't care. This fight is so fucking fun. It is such a fun fight. It deserves more love than it gets. It is debatably, if not 100%, the best fight in the main game. In the base game, I think this might be the best fight. Let me check. No, yeah, easily. In my opinion, the best fight in the main game. The only person that gets close to him, it's the next one, which is Gurman. Gurman's fight is really fun as well. I think they could have made him a little stronger. He's not that strong, to be honest. He's strong, don't get me wrong, but he feels a little bit of an, not underwhelming, but it feels like it goes by too fast. Especially because he's a hunter and you can just parry him. And if you're decent at parries, or good even, if you're good or decent at parries, he's gonna go down really easily. Same thing for Martyr, but Martyr has other moves like his skull attacks and all that. So he's a little more complicated on that sense. But yeah, both of those, in my opinion, are the only S tiers in the base game. And then the Moon Presence, put the motherfucker in the D tier. Disappointment. Honestly, just. Sorry, I had to drink some water. Just disappointing that the true ending is a beast type boss that is more cinematic than anything else. That's the only reason it's not or F. I love the cinematic aspects of it. Oh, sorry, my bad. But I just think they could have done so much more with it, especially with the attack that leaves you at 1 HP. What if she, whatever her gender is, I don't care. She rushes you down. Like, that would have been really scary because she attacks fast. And honestly, I'm still not used to her jump attack timing because, well, I finished her in one attempt. I did Gurman and her in one attempt. They were really easy, both of them. Specifically her. I went into her fight with like 7 flasks. Oh my god, I'm cooked. 7 blood vials. And I still did it really quick. So that's all for the base game. Now we're gonna go to the actual goats. We're gonna start with the worst, Lawrence. I think it's better than Bloodstar Beast. Better than Amygdala. You know what? I'm gonna be nice. I'm feeling nice right now. Better than Amygdala. I don't like this guy's second phase. It's annoying. It doesn't let me, personally, it doesn't let me with my playstyle be aggressive. I have to be like 2 hits poke out, 2 hits, poke out, and it's like, what if I could do 2 hits, poke in, 2 hits, poke in? You know, he's not that guy, bro. I don't like him that much. Ludwig, just wow, just he's that guy, bro. He's that guy. I don't know what else to say. He's that guy. Best OST in the whole series that I have listened. Maybe there's a better OST in Demon Souls and Sekiro. I don't know, but the best OST in all of the Soulsborne series, and it's just peak, straight peak. Probably my second favorite DLC boss. No, most definitely my second favorite DLC boss. It's only below one, and there's only 2 left DLC bosses, which is Lady Maria and Orphan of Chaos. Lady Maria does not enter my S tier. Lady Maria does not enter my S tier. In my opinion, she's slightly overrated by some people in the community. By the way, if it's not obvious, Orphan of Chaos is the best Bloodborne boss because he is a Bloodborne boss. You can't play him like a Dark Souls boss. Lady Maria, I could play her with one fucking hand. Just give me the left bumper and I could win. Just give me parries and I could win against Lady Maria. Give me Orphan of Chaos. I would need to transform my weapon. I would need parries. I would need good dodges. I would need flurry. Like, I would need to be a good player to actually be decent with this fight. And that's what I wanted from Bloodborne. I wanted challenging fights that would get me to come with terms with the new mechanics that I didn't know about. I didn't know about rallying. I didn't really understand the 20 bios, 20 bullets, parrying. And half of these bosses, parrying doesn't matter. Okay, how am I gonna parry this? Well, technically you can go for the head. This you can parry, I'm pretty sure. But like, half of the bosses are not parryable. And when you get to Orphan of Chaos, you realize how amazing the combat of this game is for bosses and how underwhelming it is that other bosses do not live up to him. He simply is the best boss in Bloodborne, no comparison. Let me go back to Lady Maria because I glanced over putting her at A. In my opinion, she's too fucking easy. She's an easy ass fight that takes and let me make this clear. I don't think being an easy fight is something bad. But Lady Maria is overhyped as one of the hardest fights in Bloodborne. And well, let me start by saying Bloodborne is an easy game. Bloodborne was easy. I could go one by one. Orphan of Chaos is the outlier here. He took me 10 to 15 attempts. Ludwig took me 2. Martyr took me 1. 4. 1. 2. 2. 1. 2. 2. 1. 1 or 2. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. Like, this game has easy ass bosses. And Lady Maria being overhyped as one of the hardest ones in the whole game really had me hyped to go against her. And she was just the easiest character to parry. Well, she's not the easiest character to parry. I'm overdoing it. And I'm sounding like I don't like her fight. But I loved her fight. Cinematically, it's beautiful. I love the mechanics with the combat. And I love the fight in general. My main problem is that I think it was overhyped by the community to be this grand fight when it really wasn't. When it really just couldn't compare to fights like Ludwig or Martyr or Gurman or Orphan of Chaos. Or even Father Gascoigne. Father Gascoigne and Maria are, in my opinion, are interchangeable. I just feel like I was a little disappointed by her because the community just overhyped it. So this is my rating for Bloodborne bosses. It's pretty uniform, which I really like. The F tier does have extras, but well, that's Witches of Hemwick, fucking Living Failure, Celestial Emissary, and fucking the One Reborn. Irrelevant. So it has a nice bell curve, which I really enjoy in like a game. I would love all games to be like this. I mean, of course, everybody would enjoy all games to have S tier bosses, but that's impossible. So the best thing that you can achieve is this. I love it. You know. Now let's go to Dark Souls 1. The legendary and mythic Asylum Demon. The Asylum Demon himself. Just because of who he is and what he represents, he's gonna go in the middle of B tier. And every other Asylum Demon, the Stray Demon, every other one, I am gonna grab them real quick. Demon Fire Sage, they're all gonna go middle, like below Lawrence in C tier. Let me find the other ones. Oh, I'm fucking blind. Oh, they're right here. He's right here. Is there not another one? Okay, no. They're gonna go right here. In my opinion, Stray Demon is better. But let's talk about Asylum Demon. First time playing Dark Souls for me, I think it was like 4 years ago. And I remember quitting the game after beating Asylum Demon. Why? It's because when I got to Firelink Shrine, I was lost. And I was younger than I am now. I'm pretty sure I was like 13, 5 years ago, or something like that. I don't know. And I was like, I can't do this. And I was playing it on my Nintendo Switch, the remastered version for Dark Souls 1. I'm pretty sure it runs for like 30 FPS, which is a crime against humanity. Can I just put that out there? A crime against humanity that on the Switch, a game from 2011 runs at 30 FPS. Even if it's a remaster, it doesn't excuse it. But whatever. And I remember him being really intimidating. And when I eventually, like 2 years ago, played Dark Souls 3, then Elden Ring came out like a month after I beat Dark Souls 3. And I had no clue that Elden Ring was coming out. I played it, and after that I played Dark Souls 1, then Dark Souls 2. I remember still being, not scared, but still being intimidated by this guy. And I think that's the purpose that it serves, and I think it serves it great. I really like this boss in general. Bell Gargoyles. Oh man. What do I put this bad boys? I think just slightly above Asylum Demon. In my opinion, they are a great introduction to dual fights, especially with the second one spawning halfway through. And it also gives nice weapons. The tail gives you a nice weapon. I'm pretty sure if you cut the other guy's tail, he also gives you something. I might be tweaking from that though. I don't remember correctly. So, but I really fuck with their fight, honestly. And then the Capra Demon is gonna go bottom of D. Actually, no, I'm being nice. Bottom of E. Fuck this guy and everything he stands for. Actually, he's better than Ram. And he's better than Mikolash. Fuck all that. Fuck everything he stands for. I don't enjoy this guy's presence. His two bitch ass dogs. His leap when the two dogs are rushing you down might be the worst thing in Souls games. It feels horrible every time. I just don't like this guy. His fight one on one is not even good. It's not even good. So that's not even saving him. And then ceaseless mid charge. This motherfucker does nothing. He's better than the one reborn. That's all I can say. Centipede fucking demon. Better than Witches of Hemwick. Apart from that, there's no saving grace. The arena is ass. The fight is ass. The design is booty. I mean, the design is kind of cool because of the centipede and all that, but it looks ugly. It's an ugly design because first of all, they couldn't finish the game correctly. So it looks weird. It looks unrendered because they couldn't finish the game. So the quality in design drops, even though this is even an old game. So Asylum Demon is not that great, or Bell Gargoyles aren't either. But Centipede Demon is a standout. His design is bad, and his fight is ass. The arena is booty. At least he gives you the fire sage ring, I think it was called, the one that lets you walk on lava. So, but he gives it you at the end of the area, and then you go fight the worst boss of all time, Bed of Chaos. Actually, Bed of Chaos is not that bad. Yo, I don't know. I think this is recency bias, but I think the one reborn is worse than the battle chaos. Just because the one reborn doesn't do shit. He doesn't do shit. He has no purpose to live. But I'm going crazy. Battle chaos is worse than the one reborn. But battle chaos could be worse if your progress did not save. If your progress did not save, battle of chaos could be no would be the worst boss of all time, counting all games. But thankfully, your progress does save. And if you're struggling that much, just use a fucking bow. Like, honestly. But, yeah. I think we all know why she's here. Quaylag. Quaylag. Going to D tier. A lot of Dark Souls 1 bosses are gonna be going in the lower tiers. There's barely any gonna be here at all because Dark Souls 1 doesn't have good bosses. Same goes with Dark Souls 2. The older games just don't have great bosses in general because well they're clunkier, and that doesn't mean they're worse per se, but like a more varied moveset with more moves and more fluidity will always be better than Quaylag's like 3 moves. Quaylag has like 3 moves that she does over and over again, and it gets old quickly. And she's easy. She's easy. She has she doesn't do much, to be honest. That's a lot. Like that's the thing that I can say for a lot of Dark Souls 1 bosses. She doesn't do much. They don't do much. Um, Priscilla is actually gonna go top of C. Even no, actually bottom of B. I really like her design, and you having the main reason she's gonna go top of C because she doesn't do much in the fight at all. But the only reason she's going top of C is because I really like her like lore. I like the setting, and I like the whole premise of you having to attack this lady that is just trying to protect her painting from collapsing. And I fuck with it, you know. Hey, what more can I say? I fuck with it. Gwendolyn doesn't do anything the whole fight. This is a Mikolash, but worse. So they're gonna go together. Hold on. They both have a similar premise. You follow the motherfucker, you hit him, he goes somewhere else, you follow him, you hit him till he dies. Not much to say about this fanboy. The four kings are a bottom C tier fight, even edging D tier. Um, they're not that great in my opinion, and they can if they stack on you, you're dead. That is one thing that I love about them. I think they're a good gang fight, which is hard for From Software to make. From Software is not good at gang fights, which is, in my opinion, one of the only things that I will ever criticize about From Software is that their gang fights are not that good. But hey, they made Shadow of Yarno, man. If they made this, they can make it again. They can do it again, man. They can do it again. But Four Kings, it's a DPS check. If you do enough DPS, this is gonna be a. Sorry. If you do enough DPS, this is gonna be a really easy fight. It's gonna be a breeze. If you don't, then you're fucking cooked, because you're gonna have like two kings spawned in at the same time. One at max range hitting you for 70% of your health bar, while another one is hitting you for like 10% because they have like the further away you are, the more damage you take thing. Yeah. The Gaping Dragon has such a cool design. But this is the Moon Presence 2.0, but make it worse. Just from that description alone, I have to put it in E tier, man. It has such a cool presentation, cool design, but it does nothing, brother. It makes a charge forward and that's it. I don't remember any other move that this motherfucker does. He might have a slam down, probably. He probably does. I don't know. But he has to charge forward, and that's all I remember. My boy over here, bottom of B. Only because of lore, the fight is mid. I really like. I like the music. It's nice. The OST in the Mario Souls games are nice in my opinion, but I like his specifically, and not much else to say. To be honest, the fight it's alright. Whatever. Easy to dodge, easy to do damage. cool cool lore behind it, and like the if you when you hit it enough, he gets low. He starts like like walking slow and all that. That's cool, but not much else to say. By the way, what the hell is Four Kings doing in C tier? My bad. I don't know what the hell that we're doing there. Gwen. He's gonna go top of B tier, man. Gwen is going top of B tier. I always like his lore. I think if you don't parry him to death, he can be an entertaining fight. He can be a little overwhelming, but he's one of the most entertaining fights in Dark Souls 1. And that alone gives him enough credit to not go that high. Get Dark Beast on top of it. Pause. Dark Beast is better, but just the lore is amazing. Seeing this ruler of the world, basically this god, come down to such a insignificant and useless being that you can parry. He's the only boss in the game that you can parry. It's just amazing. And amazing storytelling, amazing feeling for the player, in my opinion. As a player, I felt great when I parried him, because we've been hearing about Gwyn the whole game, and knowing that he's just an old guy. He's not a god anymore. He's not him no more. He's just an old guy that you can beat really easily. That shit feels great. Pretty sure. No, they still have. I was gonna be like, that's weird. I didn't remember them being so little main game bosses, but they have it out of order. Iron Golem. Dude, Dark Souls 1 has bad bosses, man. I don't know what to say, dude. Dark Souls 1 just has... It's Dark Souls 1 bosses. I don't know what to say apart from it's Dark Souls 1 bosses, man. He has a cool design. He guards on Orlando, the best area in the whole game. And he can fall off the edge. Not much else to say about this guy. Moonlight Butterfly, she doesn't do anything. She's on ROM 2.0. I'm playing, of course. But she doesn't do anything. I think she's better than Rum. I'll give her that. Yeah, but that's only from aesthetics. Not even aesthetics. Rum wins. Moonlight Butterfly doesn't do shit. Gravelord Nito, more like Grave Mid Nito, bro. This motherfucker doesn't do shit. Just aesthetics alone gets him on top of Iron Golem. Apart from that, this guy is such a disappointing fight when you get to him, because his design is so fucking cool. He's such a cool design. In the introduction, when they go like, he spread plagues and death across the land or something like that, that shit was so tough. That shit had aura. And my guy was so mediocre at the end. Mediocre. It was disappointing. Ornstein and Smoke. Bottom of 8. I think Shadow of Yharnam are better. Actually, no, I can't do it. I can't do that, bro. I can't do that. Shadow of Yharnam, gameplay-wise, are better. But it's Ornstein and Smoke, man. I can't put it bottom of 8. I have to put it bottom of 8, at least above Shadows of Yharnam. You know what I mean? Legendary fight. What more can I say that hasn't been said before? The blueprint for every duo fight in every Souls game from now on. Yeah, one of the best duo fights in the whole series. In my opinion, the second best, only overtaken by one. That we will talk about in like probably 30 minutes, because why are we 33 minutes in? But yeah. After that, we have Pinwheel. The thing with Pinwheel is, I don't know what he does. I don't know what they do. I know he has like an attack with fire, but I always kill him in 3 shots because I never go to the catacombs early. So it's like, what can I say about this man? He's going here with the living failures, bro, in the middle. It's gonna separate them. No, actually, no, I don't like separating them. Seat the Scale is more like, yo, I'm not gonna make the same joke again, bro. Seat the Scale is does fucking nothing. He's a stunning rock that does nothing. Cinematically beautiful. Lore wise, really interesting character of this dragon trying to achieve immortality but failing, and all the things that he caused because of this. Like, sure, it's cool, but like, it could be better. It could have been better. Taurus Demon is better than Capra and is better than the Gaping. I, that, I'm sorry I'm saying so little about Dark Souls 1 bosses, but there's not much to say. They do nothing. They actually do nothing. Sanct. Wait, we're okay. We're in DLC. DLC here changes a lot. Sanctuary Guardian is the worst DLC boss in my opinion, and he's still, by the way, the best boss from the main game. Best boss in the main game, in my opinion, is Ornstein of Smoke, followed by Gwen. In my opinion, it's better than Gargoyles, but it's not that great either. It's he feels very Dark Souls 3 in the way that he moves, and that can go for any of this. Everybody in the DLC is the fastest boss in the whole game. They're the fastest bosses in the whole game, and he has the sprint. He has the lightning. He has the flame. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on the flame part, but his attacks are fine. He's a fine boss. You know, he's a good boss, and it makes me feel good saying that this is the worst boss in my opinion in the DLC. But followed closely by Calamite. In my opinion, Calamite is a good fight, but he was overhyped because for the longest time, I've heard people's dick suck this dragon fight as the second coming of Jesus. Like genuinely the second best dragon fight after a Medir. Like, oh my god, he's so good. He was so good for Dark Souls 1. And it's like, he was so good for Dark Souls 1, yes. But he's not that great. He's a whatever fight. Not a whatever fight. Hold on. Don't get me wrong. He's a good fight. But he's not anywhere near Medir type of levels, you know? But for Dark Souls 1, he's a great fight. Knight Artorias. Okay, this already makes it obvious who my top one for this game is. It's Manus. So Knight Artorias, man. Lore amazing. Fight, probably... No. 100%. The second best mechanical fight in the whole game. It feels great. It's only behind Manus in my opinion. I think Manus' fight is so fucking good for Dark Souls 1. It's insane. It's a Dark Souls 3 boss put in Dark Souls 1. And it works. And Knight Artorias, you could say the same, I guess, because there's Knights Artorias in Dark Souls 3, which is the Abyss Watchers, but Knight Artorias is such a fun fight. No matter when I do him, he's still a little bit challenging. In my opinion, no Dark Souls 1 bosses are challenging, not even Manus. I beat every... I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with Bloodborne, and I'm gonna go one by one by my memory how many attempts they took me. One. I'm pretty sure I didn't die to a single boss in Dark Souls. No, that's wrong. I'm pretty sure I died to Knight Artorias once. I died to Knight Artorias once, and I'm pretty sure I died to... No, I didn't die to Manus once. I'm pretty sure I beat Manus with like one flask left. But still, all the bosses, in my opinion, in Dark Souls 1 are really easy. And that same opinion extends to Bloodborne, and it extends to Dark Souls 2. In my opinion, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne are easy. Compared to what the other games in this series provide, these are easy bosses. That doesn't make them bad, though. Because Manus is great. Knight Artorias is amazing. And I'm thinking right now. I don't know if I like this. It sounded like a good idea at first, but now I'm like, because if I put Manus down here, Manus will go right here. Alternate cost will go right here. But at the end of the list, it won't be that specific. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm gonna delete this row for now. I might bring it back later. You know what I mean? I might bring it back later, but for now, it is gone. So, let me just do this real quick. Yeah, like, let me just remove it, because in my opinion, this is how it will go. Alternate cost is still my top one right now. And I already talked about night tutorials. Let's go back to Manus. I'm getting distracted. My ADHD at 3:30 a.m. is not good, bro. It's 3:30. Oh my god. Whatever. I'm gonna get this done before I go to sleep. Manus is the best fight in Dark Souls 1 by a good margin. This doesn't look like much because we only have put 2 games in the rank, but you will see. In my opinion, Manus is so good compared to everything else in Dark Souls 1. Like, Manus is a mid-tier S tier. Night Artorias is like the lowest of S. It's insane how fun the fight is, how good it feels to fight, how fluid his movements are, how many combos he has for Dark Souls 1. It's insane that Manus was a Dark Souls 1 boss. He feels like a Dark Souls 3 boss in the best way possible. I love him. Let's now move to Dark Souls 2. Look, Dark Souls 2 has 42 bosses. I am not gonna speak about each of them individually because I think most of them are so bad that they don't deserve for me to speak about them. I will speak about some cool facts about like the Lost Giant, the Pursuer, etc., etc. But some of these I will just put in a rank and be like, I didn't like them, I like them, they're fine. Because I'm trying to end this before 4 a.m. I'm trying to end this in 30 minutes, which I don't know if I can. I'm trying to end it before an hour from now, like 4:30 a.m. I'm gonna try to end this quick. So I'm gonna get this lengthy boy done with quick. The Last Giant goes in Ether right there for one reason only. Cool lore that he recognizes you. That's why he frees himself so aggressively from his chains, because he recognizes you as the guy who beat him in the past. Apart from that, he does fucking nothing in this fucking stupid ass fight. Just because of that. Actually, no, it's about Mikolash. You know, I will give it, at least it attacks me. But it's not as cool as Mikolash or Gwendolyn, I'm sorry. At this point, when it's so low in the ranking, I have to think about the cool factor. And if it outweighs certain other factors, I have to put it below or above someone. You know what I mean? So I think he deserves a spot right there. The Pursuer, I think he's a cool fight for Dark Souls. For Dark Souls 2. He's a really cool fight. It feels weird having Moon Presence here, because I will have like things like the Pursuer above it. But the thing is, Moon Presence was a disappointment so big that I think he deserves to be this low. Like, she deserves to be this low, man. But it feels weird because I think she's so beautiful. Like, her design is so beautiful. Her fight, it's beautiful in its own way, in its own uncanny way. But I think it. Just the Pursuer doesn't fight that good either. But whatever, let me go back to the Pursuer. The Pursuer, I really like the ambush mechanic. I think more games should have like an enemy that ambushes you, like a boss that ambushes you throughout the game. I think he could have been scaled better in the game, because in the first 2 to 3 times that in the first 2 times that you see him, the first time that you see him on top of the like little roof, that's scary. His boss fight is scary. When you see him again in the little like tower, in the tower place, he's fodder already. He's fodder. You can easily beat him. And from then on, he doesn't get harder throughout the whole game. And I think if they ever did like a Pursuer gimmick again, they should make it scale better, so it's it's a lot fairer for the later parts of the game. Sekiro, boring. Looking Glass Knight. You see, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is good ideas in Dark Souls 2, man. Great fight, great idea with an amazing idea, and in my opinion, one of the best ways that they have incorporated co-op or PvP with a boss. Because the majority of other bosses, they just summon someone. He does summon someone, but he gets it from his shield. That is so cool. It's the coolest like summon cinematic, or like not cinematic, like, you know, action in the whole game. Because everything else is just a summon sign, basically. Old Monk is a summon sign. High life or whatever the fuck his name is a summon sign. Like, you know, cool fight. Skeleton Lords. Yeah, nothing much to say. You see, this is an interesting concept. 2 sides with different movesets. I like it. I like the concept. I like it. I like it. Could it have been done better? Probably. Was it done good? Yes, most certainly. I think it was done well, especially with the water rising. I think I really like that. But if you have any type of electricity at this point, this fight is gonna be like the easiest fight of your life. Even if you don't have it, it's gonna be the easiest fight of your life. Also, I'm not gonna do this again, like I died this many times to the bosses because it has 42 bosses, but I'm gonna lay it down. I didn't die to any Dark Souls 2 boss more than 2 times, any of them, and I beat the majority of them, like 30 of them. I beat them in one attempt. More than 30, probably like 38. But whatever. I didn't die to a single one of them more than twice. Yeah. I'm not trying to say this to like flex, like, oh, look how little I died to these bosses. I'm just saying this to put into perspective for later numbers that I will give you for certain bosses. Because certain bosses have taken me an absurd amount of numbers that even all the bosses in Dark Souls 2 added up, even if they took me 2 attempts each, wouldn't even be the same amount or higher than some attempts I took in other bosses in other games. That's why I'm laying it down, and also to show you why I think this first 3 games are decently easy compared to everything else in the series. Let's go back to what I was talking. I was talking about what I forgot. I put somebody. I put somebody here. I don't know who I put here, to be honest. Oh, flexible centric. Uh, Decent fight. Whatever. Not much to say. Lost center. Whatever, bro. He's a whatever fight. He's technically one of the best bosses in DS2. And it's whatever, man. I don't know what to say about him. Some DS2 bosses are just whatever. Matter of fact, majority of them. This guy is actually worse than the Battle Chaos, in my opinion. At least Battle Chaos, you can save your progress or use a bow. This motherfucker is just annoying. It's a reuse of gargoyles, but make it 5 or 6 or however many it is. It's like, why? For what purpose? Ruined Sentinels. You see, this is a good fight. Middle of C tier right now. It's a good fight, man. This is a good fight. I like it. I like that you can get one-on-one with the first one, and then you can alert the second one to also get a one-on-one, or drop down and get a 2 versus 1. I like it. Royal Rat. I have nothing to say. Royal Rat. This is Bangor, my bad. Whatever. Authority. The second worst right now. Scorpius Nanka, whatever, however you say her name. Knockoff Quelaag, in my opinion, is bad. It's a bad fight. I already thought Quelaag was mid, like bad to mid to bad. This is just a bad fight. There's not much interesting about her. Not a new concept. Not any cool attacks, really. The only really cool thing is when you enter the arena and she's under sand. That's cool. And then she pops out, and that's like, whoa. And then she goes under sand to attack you and stuff like that. But apart from that, she's whatever. Duke's Dear Freya. Thinking really hard where to put this one, and I think right there. I think this is a good fight. This is middle of the road fight. I really love the design. If they ever do a remake for Dark Souls 2, like a proper remake of Dark Souls 2, she would be terrifying, man. She has a terrifying design. And I'm also scared of spiders, so that adds to it. Myth, she's either the hardest fight in the whole game or the easiest one. Not the easiest one, but she's either the hardest fight in the whole game or just another fight in the game. Depends how you fight her. My opinion of the fight is that ass. She does nothing, man. The Mario Dark Souls 2 bosses can be described as doing nothing, and a lot of the time I get like tagged by like friends of mine as a Dark Souls 2 hater. I just think it's the worst one in the series, and in the whole like From Software catalog. I haven't played Night Rain, so I cannot talk if it's worse. I don't believe that Night Rain is worse from what I've seen. But but I wouldn't even count Night Rain as one of the main games. But that's another topic. But like from the main games of Soulsborne, Dark Souls 2 is the worst one that I have played. And I found it difficult for Demon Souls to be worse. And I find it impossible for Sekiro to be worse. So every time that I talk about it, I'm so pessimistic. But I like the game. In my opinion, it's a 7 out of 10 game. It's still a good game, but it's not a good From Software game, man. It's like the closest to it in my personal ratings is what, Dark Souls 1. And I gave Dark Souls 1 a 9 out of 10, a 9.5, a 9.3. That is still 2.2 points of difference. And it makes me disappointed because I see the potential in Dark Souls 2. I see the potential in like life gems, etc., and some other mechanics. But the game upon itself had so many difficulties when developing, changing directors, changing engine, that it shows. And I don't know why I went on this ramble, but I think I had to get it done at one moment. Is I don't hate this game, I just think it's the worst one in Soulsborne. And it will show because a lot of the F tier is gonna be Dark Souls 2. A lot of F and E and D is gonna be Dark Souls 2. But the Rotten is not going there. The Rotten is gonna be like the lowest of lowest B. It's actually a decently interesting fight. Actually, it's gonna be high C. It's gonna be high C. I have decided it's gonna be high C. It's an interesting fight, but he has the same 3 attacks. Cool arena. Cool lore. I don't know that much about Dark Souls 2 lore, but I know a decent amount. And I think he has cool lore. Good arena. Mediocre fight. Could be low B. High C. Old Dragon Slayer. Put him there. I don't like this reuse, but actually just put it there. I don't like this reuse that much at all. Confidence Demon. He's better than the Bit of Chaos. I don't know what to tell you, man. Smelter Demon, big bro. Just throw Smelter Demon in there, bro. I think I'm tweaking. I think this is a little worse than this. It's better than Needle. It's better than Four Kings. It's better than Pursuer. Better than Moon Presence. Highest D. There. Sorry, it's so late. My brain's a little fried. But Smelter Demon, I think, is a good. It's a decent fight. For Dark Souls 2 standards, it's a good fight. But it's a decent fight. It's whatever. It's middle of the road. Not much to say about it, man. It makes me. I feel disappointed every time that I say not much to say about it. Cause I feel like I'm like cheaping out, but like there's not much to say about my guy. Old Iron King. This dude does nothing. His design is cool-ish, but it's very basic. So his design is not saving him from this E tier. Get this bum out of my face. I'm not gonna waste time. Guardian Dragon, actually cool. A cool idea for like a dragon fight. Doesn't save it from being a Dark Souls 2 boss, you know? So just put it there. Demon of Song. This motherfucker does nothing, man. Just put him right next to Old Iron King. This is the biggest disappointing in Dark Souls 2, in my opinion. By the way, yeah, in my opinion, he's the biggest disappointing in Dark Souls 2. He was hyped up as one of the best fights in Dark Souls 2. This dude has 3 moves. Slam down, side sweep, he has the magic, and then I'm pretty sure he has a variation of the side sweeps. He has 3 moves, man. Get this guy out of my face. Bendrig, cool idea, but reuse idea. It's a reuse idea from Gwen that they don't do as well. But just lore too, I like Bendrig's lore, so I think it pushes it up to like Guardian Dragon levels. I never did Dark Lurker because I didn't want to continue playing the game. And the same goes for Lud and Sellen. Lud and Sellen and Dark Lurker are the only bosses in the Dark Souls trilogy that I haven't done. That I never have done. Just because I didn't want to do them. I played Dark Souls 2 And Dark Souls 2 took me so much longer than every other Souls game, by the way, like main Souls games to be. Like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 1 took me 16 hours. 16 hours, 40 minutes, or something like that. Dark Souls 3 took me 24 hours. Dark Souls 2 took me 42 hours. The one thing that I wanted to do with Dark Souls 2 was to be done with it. It was a long game that dragged out a lot. And I had to do a quest for this guy and like give human effigies, and then I had to go to a secret area in the DLC for this guy, and it's like the run back is horrible. I don't want to do them. That's that simple. And I didn't want to do them, and I never did them. Holy shit! I see some stinkers coming up. Holy brother. Whatever. Dragon Rider. Look at my boy Dragon Rider. He has aura, but he's going in the F tier. I'm not gonna say anything else. Yo, Dragon Rider duo. Holy shit, living failures level, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Now, if you want to talk about a bad boss, bro. If you want to talk about a bad boss, talk about the Prowling Magus, bro. How is this a boss, man? How is this a boss? Whatever, dude. Whatever. Giant Lord. Giant Lord, man. Holy shit, this guy is buns. He's going right next to wherever the last giant is. In my opinion, a little bit higher, just because he has more attacks. He moves more, and he's a good soulsborne. Ancient Dragon. He's going right next to the Wonderborn. They're basically the same thing in concept, in my opinion. Gameplay wise, they're the same thing in concept because you really don't do anything against them. Dragon, you poke him, run away, fire attack. Poke him, run away, fire attack. One Reborn, you stay by him, just hit him. Sometimes you get some corpses on you, you heal yourself, hit him again. That's it. Throne Watchers and Defenders. These guys are so bad. Oh my god, this game is so bad. Oh my god. I was just talking about how I don't hate this game. Let me relax. Hold on. It's just, this makes me upset. This is a bad boss that people like to suck the dick of because they want to make themselves believe that this is a good boss. And it's not, man. It's not. It's better than Mikolash. I'll give you that. You know what? It's better than Mikolash. I'll give you that. Now, I will also give you that Giant Lord is better than Mikolash. Debatably, though. Matter of fact, I don't agree with my own take. But Throne Watcher and Defender are so bad, bro. They don't work well together. First of all, they don't work well together. Alone, they're mid enemies. Together, they're mid too, but they don't even work together because they're both aggressive, so they both gank on you. It's not a good gank fight. It's not a good fight. Nashandra is so mid. Nashandra is so wait. I'm not. I was thinking of Elena. My bad. She's still mid. It's not saving her. Cool lore, being one of the daughters of Magnus. Magnus. Whoa, I'm cooked. One of the daughters of Manus. Whatever. Interesting design. Whatever fight. It's a whatever fight, and the only reason it's going D tier is because it's a final boss. And talking about final bosses, Aldia. The biggest disappointment probably in the whole Soul series. This guy is such a cool character. Such an interesting and cool character. And his fight is so bad that it genuinely drains my energy. Like, I felt my energy being drained just talking about this fight. This fight is so bad. It makes me want to tear up. It makes me sad. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Elana. She can summon this motherfucker. She can summon like a couple skeletons and shit. She has a cool design. They're gonna go together, but she's gonna go on top, I guess. I don't know. Sand. If you thought that me talking about Calamity being a disappointment was bad enough, just you wait till I talk about this guy. Sin. This guy was such a disappointment because people hyped this guy up as top 3 dragons in Souls. Maybe even better than Calamith. Like I saw debates about it, like people debating about it. I'm like, okay, hold on. Maybe they're cooking. Maybe this is the method. And what I got was the most sluggish, easiest, dumbest, annoying, always flying dragon of all time. This is such a boring fight. It's such a bad fight when you can fight him and he's not flying around. And the only really cool thing about him is his breath. It's like it destroys your weapons and stuff. Like the durability, that's cool to a certain degree. Then it gets annoying, but I'll give him one thing: he could be worse. Now, if you want to talk about the worst fight in any From Software game, and I don't think this is gonna be beaten, is this, and I'm not gonna say anything else. Smelter Demon, hold on, brother, because this is an improvement all around. Smelter Demon is him, bro. Let me put him up here, brother. Smelter Demon is top of C, bro. Man, fuck all that. I'm gonna dick suck a little, bro. Smelter Demon is bottom of. Nah. Top of C. I'm good with that. I'm good with top of C. But Smelter Demon is good, man. He's a good upgrade from some. He's a blue Smelter Demon is a good upgrade from red Smelter Demon. The fight in general just gets better. It's quicker. Some attacks are changed. His AOE is different. Dark Souls 3 hitboxes are the same amount of. Dark Souls 2 hitboxes are the same amount of bad. Fume Night. And I'm gonna make people upset with this, man. If anybody ever watches this video, or if I ever upload this video, I'm gonna make people upset with this take. Fume Night. It's not that good, man. Fume Night is not that good. You know what? I will give it highest a B. Fume Night is not that good. And it's just a fact. I think the slugginess of Dark Souls 2 just holds back any boss potential. Because Fume Knight is the second best boss in this whole game. Let that sink in. In my opinion, Fume Knight is the second best boss in this whole game. And I think he's the highest of B. But I wouldn't put him in A. He wouldn't be close to touching my S. And it's disappointing. And I think this is the biggest thing about Dark Souls 2. It disappointed me so much. Because I went into Dark Souls 2 wanting to love it. Wanting to be one of those guys that will be on Twitter, on YouTube, on Reddit, or whatever website you use, being annoying about how Dark Souls 2 is underrated, how Dark Souls 2 is overhated, how Dark Souls 2 bosses are actually good, how the mechanics could be better but they're great, how it has so many good things and people are overhating on it. And then I played it, and then I spent 42 hours in this world, and I realized people are right, man. This game is not that good. This game could have been better, and it's a disappointment. And Fume Knight, in my opinion, is the biggest example of this, because he's the most beloved boss in this game, and in my sincere opinion, he doesn't deserve to be in my A tier. He doesn't deserve to even see my S tier. The best he can get is top of B. Sir Alone is much of the same story, but worse. Sir Alone is beloved. Like, I'm talking beloved. And I honestly don't remember this guy. I remember his fight. I really like the part where if you beat him without getting hit, he seppukus himself. I'm pretty sure he's who does that. Maybe he's the last sinner. No, I'm pretty sure it's him. He does that, and that's really cool. That's a really cool little thing. But that doesn't save the fight from being mediocre. And I do believe he's bottom of B. You know what? I do believe he's bottom of B. I think it is better than Smelter Demon by a little noticeable amount that deserves it a little bump to the lowest of B. Then there's 2 bosses left. Ava, whatever. It's gonna go somewhere here. It's it's a good fight for Dark Souls 2 standards. And not much else to say about it, man. Now let's talk about the best boss in this game, Burnt Ivory King. Burnt Ivory King is actually it's actually a great fight. This is a fight that when I look back on Dark Souls 2, and I have a video of me beating this guy for the first time on my first attempt. When I look back at Dark Souls 2, this is the boss that makes me want to play Dark Souls 2. This is the boss that when I think about, I'm like, wow, I want to play Dark Souls 2, man. Dark Souls 2 maybe was not as bad as I thought. And then I remember everything else. But when I just have the soul memory of this guy, I'm like, this fight is so fucking amazing. This fight is, no, actually, no. This fight is so fucking amazing. And then I actually do the fight. I mean, my bad, I got distracted. I was talking about how the fight is amazing. But then I actually think about every other fight in this game. Every other fight in this game deters me from playing it again. And I will play it again because I've set my personal goal to rebeat and beat every Souls games this summer, because it's gonna be my last high school summer. I already graduated. I'm gonna look for a summer job, but I'm probably gonna still have a lot of free time. It's gonna be one of the last summers, if not the last summer of my life, where I will have enough free time to no life Souls games. And I'm gonna try to no life every single Souls game. I already did Bloodborne, and when I'm doing Bloodborne right now, I'm already done basically. Next one is gonna be Sekiro, etc., etc., etc. And when I get to Dark Souls 2, I hope that I actually change opinions. I hope that I actually think the game is amazing. And I hope that every single one of these bosses get up one tier. But right now, this is my honest opinion in every Dark Souls 2 boss from what I played. This is my honest opinion about them. And now, let's move to games with great bosses, man. Hold on. Let me get a sip of water. Oh man, where to begin? Udix Gundyr. Udix Gundyr alone makes it to my B tier. The second best first boss, I think, in the series. Unless you count... Unless you count Margit as the first boss in Elden Ring. Okay, the top 3 first bosses in soulsborne. Great fight, introduces you to a lot of mechanics. Second phases, you're gonna get used to it a lot. A lot of older games don't have that many second phases. I mean, some specific bosses do, but in Dark Souls 3 is really almost every boss has a second phase. So it introduces you a lot of things. It's such an interesting fight, such a good fight for the first boss in the game, and I'm surprised that it's not talked about enough. In my opinion, Udix Gundyr is not talked about enough. I think it should be talked about more. Just how great of a first fight it is. Now we go to Bort. Bort is... he's whatever, man. Bort is just he's just a guy, bro. He doesn't do much. He's probably the most mid boss. Like, middle of the road boss. This is probably the most middle of the road boss in Dark Souls 3. Then he's followed by the Curse Rooted Greatwood, which is an actually bad fight. It's a bad fight, in my opinion, one of the worst in Dark Souls 3, which already says enough because it's in D tier. It's not E, it's not F. It is discussed. I can fight it being in E, but for now I'm gonna put it in D. Maybe it goes down later. But this is a standout fight in Dark Souls 3 for all the wrong reasons. You know? Not much to say about him though. You just beat his nuts and stuff. Crystal Sage. I actually like Crystal Sage, man. I actually like Crystal Sage a decent amount. I think he goes right there. He's a C tier boss, slightly better than Bort. And I think after Crystal Sage, things start improving, even though they do hit 2 roadblocks. And let's talk about those roadblocks. Deacons of the Deep. Deacons of the Deep, big man. There's nothing I can do to save this. I think this fight, it's just boring. It's not even that it's bad, it's just boring. And you can be like, oh, actually, you could die from the curse that they can put in the room, but the curse takes 9 minutes or something like that to actually be done. If you take 9 minutes to be deacons of the deep, it's actually impossible. I don't believe that you can. You have to be like purposely trying to die to them. You know what I mean? So yeah, not much that I can say about them, man. Let's start right now. Abyss Watchers, man. Wow. I don't know if high is B or low is A, man. I don't know if high is B or low is A. I think low is A. I think this is their lowest A, man. They're such a good fight, man. Such a good fight. Specifically, in my opinion, the second phase, after you defeated the couple like 1v1s with them, and then the other one start spawning, and then they all like combine. It's so cool. That second phase is so amazing. That if that second phase was the whole fight upon itself, I think it would be like over here, where like burnt eye breaking. But just the first phase puts that a little down, in my opinion, because it's not as good as second. Then we have High Lord. High Lord is a nothing burger. High Lord goes there. Why is Twin Dragon Rider so high? Or whatever. So high. It's like they're fucking crazy high. Pontiff Sullivan, my guy. Holy, this dude is up there, bro. Second highest A right now. His combos are so complicated for a Dark Souls 3 boss. He has, I'm pretty sure, the most complicated combos in Dark Souls 3. So he's basically an Elden Ring boss in Dark Souls 3. Let's describe how it is, man. He is amazing. He's such an amazing boss. I love him in every way. His clone is a great mechanic. I think the only thing that is missing is that he can be annoying, and that's not really something they can really quantify that well. But he can be annoying, and it's hard to explain how. But if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. He can get annoying. Aldridge, man. Aldridge is like the biggest D tier of all time. You know what I mean? Like, this guy doesn't do anything. He has some cool concepts in his fight, but he's a pushover. You just go in there, you beat him. Oh, hold on. First S in Dark Souls 3. In my opinion, this is the first S in Dark Souls 3 model effect better than Artorias. Actually, no, I disagree with that. I think Artorias is better. I don't know why I do this a lot of times. I do this like, oh, better than such and such. And then I'm like, I step back on it because I actually think about it. But I say a lot of things without thinking about it. But in my opinion, Dancer of the Boreal Valley is not better than Notorious. But it is one, it's probably going to be the lowest S. But it's such a fucking amazing fight. It's such a good fight, bro. I don't know what to say about it. The moves are so fluent. It feels great. In my opinion, it's not the most fluent character in the whole like series. So the dancer is beaten, in my opinion, in the dancing moves, but she's so majestic, man. I love her fight, especially like that you can do her like really early. Like you can do her as like your second boss, even. Actually, your third boss, I think. No, you can do her as your second boss. That's crazy talk. It's basically impossible, but hey, you could do it. Oh my god, I forgot this guy was even in the game. That should tell you enough about what I think about this guy, bro. My bad. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but my bad. Throw him in there. I don't know, man. He has some actually decent moveset, so I'm actually like he has some like he at least attacks you, you know? Like the majority of the F tiers are just motherfuckers that don't attack you. That's like the biggest thing about F tier. At least E tier they attack you, but like the majority of these guys don't attack you. They just stand there and look at you, or they gank you with 3 people. Like Champion Gandhi. Oh my god. I'm sorry. This is such a good fight. Champion Gandhi is so fucking good, man. Champion of Gandir is so fucking good. It's such an improvement from Udix Gandir, which it's so. It seemed like it would be so hard to make Champion Gandir better. Udix Gandir better, and they did it, man. And they did it. Champion Gandir is so fucking good. It's such a good fight. I love the way that you access him. like the hidden wall that goes into the past. Like that's so fucking cool. I don't know the full ins and outs of lore wise why that's there or how that's there. I know that that ties back similar to how it does in the last giant. How he's waiting here for us because we defeated him here because he was supposed to be the one that killed the flame, but we beat him to it, and that's why we get like the bonfire sword from him after we would defeat him. And you know, like it's a cool idea. I don't know the ins and outs of it though. You know what I mean? Dragon Slayer armor. I used to like this guy a lot once upon a time. Nowadays, I just think he's fine. He's a little bit worse than mid, but he's like there. I'm sorry that I went quiet. I just realized next one. The next one, man. The next one. Entering the top 3 for now. Lorien and Lothric, man. Wow. What can I say about this guys, man? Yeah, this guys right here. If you consider this a gang fight, this is probably the best gang fight in the whole series. If you consider this a gang fight, this is such a good and amazing and beautiful and fight. This is such a perfect fight. This fight is so fucking good. The teleporting is good. The attack is good. Everything is good. The lore is good. The cinematic is good. The atmosphere is good. The music is good. Such a great fight. Such an amazing fight, man. Old Demon King. Who put him down there with fucking Seath, bro? Irrelevant. Ancient Wyvern. Who? Better than Battle Chaos, better than Covenants. No, actually, no. Right there. Nameless King. Overrated. Slightly, in my opinion, but he's the highest of A. He's the highest of A, man. He's the highest of A. He doesn't enter my S tier, in my opinion. I think he's great. His cinematic is great. His lore is great. His general appearance is great. But I do think he's slightly overrated by the community. I see a lot of people putting him in like top 5s even, and I just don't see it personally. You know, that's just a personal opinion though. Yorm. Might be the biggest disappointment in Dark Souls 3. He goes right there. Actually, I think he's better than that. He's better than her. He's better than her. Right there. I think he stops right here. He's so disappointing for Dark Souls 3, in my opinion. Dude, I'm smoking crack. What is this guy doing here? I think Yom right there. I'm gonna stop changing it. I think Yom right there. He's in E tier somewhere. It's hard to place him because he's such a cool character, man. He could have been such a good fight. But he's a nothing burger because you just charge up. What's a Stormbreaker in this game? I don't remember if it was Stormbreaker in this game, but whatever. You just charge up Stormbreaker, fucking one shot him. You bring it to his knees or whatever the fuck. If you hit him in the head, he does like 15k. You do it like 3 more times, he dies. It's like By the way, I'm going to do only remembrance bosses for Elden Ring because I just peeped it. What the fuck? Why'd they include all this, bro? Hold on, let me put on my second monitor like the remembrance bosses. All right. I got his name tattooed. Okay, all right. I have it on the side. All right. Soul of Cinder, the last fight in the main game. Yes, last fight in the main game. Soul of Cinder. It's so fucking fire, man. It's right there with Ivory King and Father Gascoigne, in my opinion. Such a good fight. I've said this so much about Dark Souls 3, and I think you can tell that I have a bias towards it. But I just think Dark Souls 3 bosses are so good. Dark Souls 3 is such a game. It's such a game. Yes, it is such a game. It is such a great game. And it has a sweet spot in my heart, of course, because it's the first Soulsborne that I fully beat. So, you know. They always say that your first is your favorite, but I disagree with that. Because my favorite is not Dark Souls 3. But, yeah. Soul of Cinder is so good. I love the concept of it. I love this, like the vibes. I love everything about it. I am gonna get real quick this two out of here. Half Light. Um, he doesn't deserve the E tier just because he attacks me. Honestly, but he goes right there, and Grave Tender goes right there. I don't like them. I don't like them. Let's start. Let me do this in order, actually. Demon Prince. Demon Prince, man. The most underrated boss in the whole Soulsborne series. They are going right there. They are in my top 5. Dark. Oh, that already gave a lot of things out. Fuck. I just said top 5 Dark Souls 3 bosses. Fuck me. Okay, they're in my top 4 right now. I love their fight so much, bro. It's so, their fights are so good. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say about them, honestly. It's just if you get it, you get it. You can have 2 different fights depending which one you beat first. The idea taken from Orzea's Smoke. One has they both have range, but there are always either one attacking you or the other one doing range. Usually, the one that is doing range is the one with the poison, and pretty sure they both have poison, but you know what I mean. There's always one that is doing range and another one that is close. Sometimes they change, but the majority of the time it's the same one, and it's so cool. The fight cinematically is beautiful. It's beautiful. Where the fight is taking place on, it's an amazing arena, and if you know, you know. Amazing place for it to take place on. And then let's start talking about these 3 next ones, man. These 3 next ones is I mean this 4 next ones, like counting Demon, is probably the best run we're gonna have in this whole this whole thing. Probably the best run that we're gonna have. But let's go to Sister Fried, man. Sister motherfucking Fried. So we all know that she's going S tier. The question is, where in S tier? Right there. And I don't even think I have to explain this. I don't think I have to, but I will try to. First phase Fried is an introduction to everything that awaits you at the 3rd phase. Second phase is a build up. 3rd phase is the fight. 3rd phase is with the black flames, with her moving so much around the room, having 3 HP bars, crazy shit for back in the day, and even till today, I'm pretty sure not that many bosses have 3 HP bars, if any. It's like such a cinematic fight too, such a beautiful fight, amazing arena, in my opinion. Even though the arena is it's very whatever at first glance. I like the concept of it being in like underground kind of. I like that, and I also like it that it's destructible. In the second cutscene, it all gets destroyed and up in flames. It adds so much ambience to the whole place. No, yeah, I don't have to explain what Sister Fried goes here. I don't have to. Dark Eater Midir, man. Dark Eater Midir. He goes right there, man. He goes right there. Dark Eater Midir, in my opinion, is the best dragon fight in the whole series, apart from one that is coming up later. Just cinema, man. Just beautiful. It took so long to dethrone him. Yeah. Slave Knight Gale is the best fight ever. And I'm pretty sure Slave Knight Gale is going to be my top 1. This might change, I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure Slave Knight Gale is going to be my top 1. Like, undisputed top 1. By the way, it may be like, oh, there's a lot of S tiers. It's because I love these games, okay? I love these games. If they're in S tier, I think they deserve S tier. If they're in A tier, I think they deserve A tier. If they're in B, C, D, E, F, I think they deserve it. So if I have a lot of S tiers by the end of the video, I don't care. They deserve it. But Slave Knight Gale, Where do I even start? Two nobodies fighting for nothing at the end of a world that means nothing. I think that's the best way to describe this fight because it is the correct way to describe it. It's two nobodies fighting for nothing at the end of the world. And it's the greatest thing in gaming history. I love everything about this fight. The arena, the lore, the fight upon itself, the cinematics, the lore. Let me say the lore again. The lore, the lore, the lore. The fight, the fight, the fight. The cinematic, the cinematic, the cinematic. So beautiful. And I'm actually gonna make a change. I think Ludwig is better than Sister Fried. I actually like Ludwig better than Sister Fried. I'm gonna make that change. Executive change has been made. With that, we are going to go to the greatest game of all time. We are going to talk about the GOAT of GOATs, about the 10 out of 10 game. We're going to talk about Elden Ring. And does this have DLC? Yes, it does. You love to see it. So I am going to do all remembrance only, but I am only going to count a specific one. I'm going to count Market. Market, just simply because of that. Because of that. Market, if you consider him the first boss in the game, he is the best first boss in the game. This motherfucker is so good. I'm pretty sure he has the most complicated strings, at least in the base game. He has the most complicated strings of combos in the whole game. For that to be the first boss tells you what they were trying to tell you as a player. They were trying to show you how to play the game, and a lot of people didn't learn how to play this game, and a lot of people hate the boss system here. Oh, they don't leave you any openings. You don't see the openings, and Market is here to teach you how to see the openings, how to see when you can heal, how to wait for your turn. Because you gotta remember, you as the player can be expected to control the fight. The fight is expected to be around you, not the fight is expected to be around the boss, not around you. When you fight a boss, they're called a boss for a reason. They're the object to overcome. And I think Elden Ring does that almost perfectly, because every boss, for a lot of people, feels impossible. I think it's the word correctly to use. It feels like they're like, oh my god, how do I do this? How do I? There's like no way to no hit this because they don't have like any free space or anything like that. There's no way for me to heal because every time that I try to heal, they hit me. They have they can see my inputs or whatever. But why are you healing it like not even after the combos? You're healing right after you got hit. Wait for the combo to end, then heal. You will have time. But you have to dodge. You have to try to survive, man. I'm not gonna go deep into it. I one time made like a fucking long ass comment in a video talking about how people just don't understand how this game really works, and this game is a masterpiece, but whatever. Like a masterpiece in like gameplay and like boss design, but I'm not gonna go into it that deep. So let's find Godric the Grafted. Looking through this, I cannot see that motherfucker anywhere. I probably went over him. I don't know, but I feel like I'm going crazy. Where the fuck is he at, brother? Where is he hiding at, man? Where is he hiding at? He's right here. Told you. Godric the Grafted he's going right there. He's a whatever boss, bro. Let me be real. I never liked him like that. A lot of people love him. I never did, really. I think he's fine. I think he's whatever. I think he's really easy, really repetitive for Elden Ring standards. and he feels really weird that he's after Margaret, even though Margaret is so much harder than him and so much more complicated and a so much better boss. So it feels weird. Um, After that, it will be Renala of the Full Moon, which is Queen Renala right here. Queen Renala, in my opinion, goes right there. Not much to say about her. Her fight is mid. It's probably the most mid fight in all of Elden Ring. Yeah, not much else to say about her. The next one will be Starscourge Radon, who's right here. Starscourge Radon, man. Yeah, this bad boy is going right here. I love Shadows of Yharnam. It's crazy that Shadows of Yharnam is still in A tier. I'm not lowering Shadows of Yharnam, by the way. They're staying at A tier. I think they're one of the best gang fights in like Soulsborne. But either way, Starscourge Radon, so fire. So fire. I love him. Lore wise, love that he's holding back the stars. So fucking cool. The horse, of course. How could one forget the horse? No, yeah, this guy. He really is him, bro. He really is him. After it will be the Regal Ancestor Spirit, which I saw him like over here. Yeah, Regal Ancestor Spirit is beautiful, but he's in the same spot as like the Moon Presence. He's a nothing burger. He's just not as cool as the Moon Presence, so he goes below the Moon Presence. There's not much else for me to say, man. Now, let's talk about underrated fights. Oh, who are you talking about, man? Morgoth, Omen King. You already see how high I put him, man. You already see how high I put Margit. And Morgoth, in my opinion, is better in every way. So where is he going? This is... It's, a lot of people haven't seen how amazing this fight is. Simply because you can get to him over leveled as hell. Even if you get here at like level 90, you might be over leveled. It might be Jober. If you get here at level 70, it depends on your weapon. If your weapon is really fucking good, you're probably over leveled. But if your weapon is it's a decent weapon, it's a good weapon, this fight will be a little complicated for you. And you will have to learn him. And you will learn about the greatest moveset of any boss ever. This is genuinely the best moveset ever. If he was more important to the story, if he was in a better arena that wasn't reused, he might genuinely have a shot at being my favorite boss ever. And he's one of my favorite bosses ever mechanically. So he already won that. But he could have a shot at like the top one. And it's crazy to say about Morgoth, the Omen King. Someone that a lot of people don't even talk about that much. So yeah. Next one is the Natural Born of the Void. Where's he at? Astel. Natural Born of the Void. Oh, whatever the fuck. Cool design. He has a cool design. I will give him that. Now that's all I will give him. This fight is ass. I don't like this fight. I think he moves weird. I think his attacks are weird. I think his design is beautiful, and I really don't like it that he got reused. The next one is where's Blasphemous at? Right card, Lord of Blasphemy. Oh boy, the best cinematic boss of all time. Where does he go for me? I think he goes above Lady Maria, below Nameless King. I love this guy's cinematic fight. It's beautiful. Actually, a hard fight for a cinematic fight. Every other cinematic fight in any other Soulsborne is like the easiest fight ever. This fight is not that hard, to be honest, but it can be a good challenge. The next one is the Lich Dragon, which is probably my least fault remembrance. And just off of that, you can see what I think about him. I think his design is cool, but I don't like ancient dragons that much, and he's based around them, so he's going right there. Then is the Fire Giant, brother. The Fire Giant himself. Where is he at? He's right here. Okay. Let me talk about a little story. Not that long ago, I was watching a video that had a very similar premise to this, but it was every boss in all Soulsborne. And the fire giant was placed in E tier, and above him, there were some bosses that you really had to question what the creator was thinking, and it made me wonder everything else about the the ranking itself because it seemed fake. It seemed like was someone who had never played the games ever and just searched it up. Maybe they did play the games. I don't know, man. But it did seem that way to me personally. And one of the reasons is because they put Fire Giant like over here. None of these are better than Fire Giant. Fire Giant deserves at least C tier, just because of how cinematic it is. Its gameplay is bad, but it could be worse, in my opinion, and I think it is really cinematic. Now, I saw to decide the next one. The next one is the remembrance of the Blood Lord, aka the boy Mog, Moog, the one who beat the allegations. And my top two. My top two right now. He can change. He will probably change. I'll probably change my top five eventually when it's fully like completed. He's the best fight in the main game of in the base game of Elden Ring. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And if you don't, I don't understand you, and I will never do. Actually, I will, because the first time that I fought this guy, I didn't like him that much. Then I fought him again, and I realized I was just playing the game wrong. I fought this guy, and I realized he has the best moveset in the whole game. Without counting Morga. Morga has the most complicated and versatile moveset in the whole game, but Moog has the nicest moveset in the whole game to learn. Once you learn Moog, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Next one is the Black Blade himself, Malekith. And I'm just handing out this S tiers like it's fucking candy. I'm just handing out this S tiers like they're candy, man. I am getting really tired. It is 4:20. I'm trying to go to sleep in a little, so I'm not gonna explain it that much because I think it's self-explanatory. Malekith is great. The fight is great. The lore is great. Everything is great. Next one is Dragon Lord. Placido Sex. And this guy can go suck my dick for being so overrated. He goes Tosi. I think his fight is very stale. He doesn't do much. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Next one is Godfrey / Horadu. And I'm just handing out this S tiers like they're fucking candy. I'm handing out this S tiers like they're candy, brother. Second best fight, second or third best fight in the base game of Elden Ring. I'm thinking. I'm thinking because the next one is Melania, so I'm not sure if I put Melania above Godfrey. But Godfrey first phase is such a nice dance, and then second phase he turns into this maniac of a guy who you just have to fucking like try to overwhelm because he's overwhelming you, but you need to fight back as hard as you can, while also using your brain, which is something that seems like he doesn't have at this point because he's fucking going crazy. He's like fucking Horalu warrior, you know what the fuck he does? He does all that. So you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta put him in his place type shit. Melania, Blade of Mikola. So I'm handing out this shit like it's free candy. Underrated. I don't even know if you can call her underrated anymore, considering how much people love her. But I think she deserves to be called underrated even nowadays, just because a lot of people still don't understand that this is such a great fight. And if you really think that this fight is like bad because it's too hard or something, is I don't like saying this, but I think you're bad at the game. And that's it, man. And I think that's it. You're bad at the game. These two are like tied in my head. They're tied. Melania takes it one day. Godfrey takes it another. So let's go to the DLC. Pretty sure another main one. I forgot. Oh, the Elden piece. I almost forgot this bad boy. Um, visually beautiful. Visually beautiful. Not much else to say. Um, remembrance of the dancing lion. Where is that bad boy at? Where is my dancing lion at? I am feeling the bond. Dancing lion right here. He goes right here. He has probably the hardest. He's probably the hardest boss in the. No, he's probably the second hardest boss in the whole DLC to no hit. And I'm saying this because I know hit every boss in the DLC apart from him. Because I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I was like, I'm not doing this. Mainly because it was on my old computer and I would lag too much. And you would say, oh, but you did Radan. Would he lag even more? Yeah, but that was Radan. That's the final boss. I had to do him no hit. I also did Radan no hit before he got nerfed. just saying. You know, had to bring that up. You know, had to flex a little, but not much to say about this guy. I'm gonna try to run through this like as quick as I can. Next one is the Moon Knight, which would be where is she at? Oh, right here. Merlana has such a fire moveset. Like right there. I'm handing out this S tier like they're fucking candy. I love these games. Okay, fire moveset, so unique, so complicated, so hard to understand. One of the other bosses I didn't know hit. I'm actually lying. I did a good amount of the no hit. I did a good amount of no hits in the DLC, but I actually didn't do all of them. So it's just my memory being foggy right now. You know how it is. Remembers of the Putrescent. Where is this guy at? Putrescent Knight. He can go suck it, bro. This guy can genuinely go suck my dick. Let me look at the side real quick. He's the second worst, in my opinion, the second worst remembrance boss in the DLC. Yeah, I don't like him. He's like lowest of C's. Then is the boar rider himself, man. The first time that I fought him, wherever he is, right here, command the guys. The first time that I fought him, I would have put him in F tier. Over time, he has grown on me, and I can confidently say that he's a low A. He's a low A, man. He's a low A. He's a good fight, man. He's a good fight. Actually, I'm gonna put it highest of B. I don't feel that confident putting him in like A, but highest of B. I am confident doing that. I'm confident putting this guy highest of B. You know, and really, I fuck with this guy. I have learned his moveset. I have learned how to dodge his attacks that at one point seemed impossible to dodge. And I've learned how to enjoy this guy. And I've learned that when I first fought him, I was right to hate him. His charge attack was bullshit. His hitboxes didn't make that much sense. But once you truly start to understand him, you start to see the potential. And then the potential shows. And you're like, yeah, this is a good boss. I'm fucking yapping. Next one is Sunflower. Wherever Sunflower's right here. Sunflower is it's whatever, honestly. It's like right here, even like maybe lower, like over here. It's really not that much to say about it. It's really mid. Doesn't do much. Next one is a big boy. Where he at? Mesmer the Impaler. So we already know he's going S tier. Where in S tier though? That's actually something that I have to give thought at this point, because there's so many S tiers and so many bosses that I love that I have to start like thinking like, okay, where do I put this, and this? First of all, Gurman is a little too high. Like right there. Like Knight of Artorias, I think is better. And I do think the Martyr is better. I think Martyr, I already said it, but I'm pretty sure Martyr, I believe that Martyr is the best main game boss or base game boss in Bloodborne. Mesmer the Impaler, my boy. I think we're there. No, I like it more than that. Fuck, bro. It is so hard to place this now. I think right there. I think better than Sister Freed. Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I, I, I can't. I can't choose, bro. I can't choose. Right here, somewhere. It's between Ludwig and Mesmer. I can't choose it, but I'm gonna put for now Mesmer on top. Um, but fucking Ludwig OST is so good that I almost put it over. I don't have to explain why. I don't think I have to explain why Mesmer goes there, so I'm not even gonna say anything. Shadi Bay over here, Romania, or whatever, however you say her name, Saint of the Bar. Romina Saint of the Bar. I actually like this fight a decent amount. I think she goes here. That is, yeah, after Calamity. Yeah. The next one is the worst fight in the DLC, and the first fight and only fight in Elden Ring that will get anything lower than an E tier, which is that's big. And you know what's even bigger? This motherfucker sucks, brother. This is such a bad fight. I don't like this motherfucker at all. Like at all, bro. Like she can go and oh, bro. The next couple ones are bigs. Midra. Yeah, yeah. No, Midra is the perfection of the Dark Souls 3 combat style. It's the perfection of it. Midra is the perfect Souls boss in my opinion. But more specifically, it's the perfect Dark Souls 3 boss. And it's in Elden Ring. And that just makes it better somehow. I don't know how to explain it. But this is literally contested for top 1. Easily contested for top 1. Like, easily. On a good day, I might give it top 1. Right now, I'm pretty sure Slave Night Gale is going to be top 1. Because the next one is the best dragon fight in the whole series. Bell the Dread. I don't know actually where I put Bell, to be honest. By the way, this is insane. Elden Ring. Oh, like that's insane. It feels weird, but I agree with the stakes. I agree with my own take, man. I agree that this is how it should be. I would rather fight. I think Bell goes right there. Yeah, I think Bell goes right there. Yeah. Yeah. Then the last one is a god and a lord. Promised Consort Radahn. And context, I have only fought Promised Consort Radahn pre-nerf. I haven't played the games since post-nerf. I beat him like 5-6 times. I have a no-hit of him pre-nerf. Whatever. And pre-nerf, I thought he would go here. Like he would go like maybe like over here even like above his old version. But I've heard good things about post nerf. I've heard a lot of people love it and think it's a huge improvement. So if people think so, I'm gonna make the educated guess of low S tier. And with that, after 1 hour 48 minutes and 30 seconds, this is gonna be my final ranking. By the way, let me get rid of this. And let me just delete it so it looks cleaner. So we don't have like this bunch of like nothing. So this is my final ranking, and my top 5 goes like this: Slave Night Gale, Midra, Moog Lot of Blood, Orphan of Cause, Godfrey, or Melania. Either or. Depends on the day. And this is it. You can barely clearly see that the main bosses of Elden Ring, in my opinion, surpass every other game by a good amount. Now, if we add every side boss and stuff, sure, there are some that will put the median like rating down. But if we only go remembrance bosses, Elden Ring beats every other game by a big, huge margin. But there are still 2 games that I haven't played. I still have to play Sekiro, and I still have to play Demon Souls. Demon Souls will probably not make any difference in this, and I expect the highest ranked Demon Souls boss to be like somewhere Burnt Ivory King wise, maybe like even lower. But Sekiro could change a lot of things because there's some Sekiro bosses that I know might enter my top 5. Not gonna say any names, just gonna go over them. But I have heard amazing things about them, and I will expect amazing things about them. But well, that's for another day when I decide to redo all this again, which will probably change a lot whenever I redo it, because tier lists like this will always change whenever you redo them, because you can't be 100% like certain with your opinion, especially with things like the D tier or like the E tier or like the C tier. Like you cannot really like be fully like, you know what I mean, like on it. So let me download this, and yeah, this is it. If you watch this for some reason, if I ever end up uploading this, thank you for watching a random 18-year-old give his opinions about his favorite games. And yeah, have a great night, and I'm gonna go to sleep now. It's 4:40 a.m. Goodbye.